So, welcome to our High School Prep 101, brought to you by Johnson, Paulina, Giselle, and Jennifer. I'm Johnson.
I'm Paulina.
I'm Giselle.
And I'm Jennifer. All right, so our first slide is the schedule and routes. So in freshman year, most of the time, your schedule will be given to you, but at some schools, you will get to select your elective. Yes, after that, from sophomore year on forward, you will have to choose your own schedule. So like in freshman year, in the springtime, most of the time, you guys will be selecting your schedules for sophomore year, and then sophomore year you'll be selecting for junior year, and then so on and so forth. Once you complete your A to G requirements, all classes will be counted as elective credits. So let's say you have to take math, and math is required for 3 years. And then there's a recommended of 4 years, and you decide to take 4 years of math instead. That fourth year will be counted as your elective credits. And you will keep in mind that you will also need some elective credits in order to graduate. Your A through G requirements will be given on like a piece of paper to you. At least my school does that. Our counselors come in and give us our A through G requirements so we know if we're on track to graduating or not. Also, refer to your counselors if you need assistance with your schedule. Your counselors will be a big help. They'll always be there for you, whether you need it for like SAT help, PSAT help, or assistance with your schedule. Also, when you're going to talk to your counselors, make sure like you guys, they know your name here and there, stuff like that. So like they can help you in the future if you need like letter of recs and stuff like that. Now moving on to the routes. Try to memorize your way around the school and your schedule as soon as you can. So you'll have orientation. Most schools will have orientation where they'll take you around the school so you could get to know it better. Most likely you will not remember anything from that orientation because like it's a lot going on and like it's so much to take in that one day that you won't remember it. But after like take your time, maybe after like a week or two, you'll remember where your classes are. And if you're really good, then you'll remember like how the whole school looks and like where is where. A good tip for that to memorize your schedule is to put it as your lock screen. I know I've done that like once or twice to like on the first day of school because like you don't know where your classes are and stuff like that. Especially if you're a freshman, putting it on your lock screen so you could just like turn on your phone and check where the next class is very helpful. Also, it's okay to not have class with your friends because you'll eventually make new ones. It's perfectly fine and normal that like you don't get the same classes. I'm so sorry. You don't get the same classes as your friends, and that's fine because like on the first couple of days of schools, teachers will usually do icebreakers and like make you get to know one another. So like maybe you'll make friends during that time. The last thing is don't feel pressured to take advanced classes just because others around you are taking them. Advanced classes could include honors classes and AP classes, which are advanced placement classes. AP classes are a little more difficult than honors classes and could potentially earn you college credits, but that's if you pass like the test and stuff like that. Just because your friends are taking these classes, that doesn't mean you have to take them because it could stress you out a lot more because the work there is more difficult. You'll be assigned more homework, stuff like that. That's why they're more advanced classes. If you do want to take these classes, I advise you not to take too many that you can't handle them. Don't have too much on your plate because it will stress you out and you'll be like overworked and you might not have enough sleep.
For a couple of these advanced placement classes, you are most likely going to have to test in whether it's an essay or some sorts. I'm not sure about other schools, but I know mine requires essays for the classes.
Okay, so extracurriculars. Make sure to balance time for both schoolwork and extracurriculars, or else you'll end up really overwhelmed and stressed. You can also make new friends and be a part of a supportive community in your extracurricular, for example, student council or book club or something like that. You should try new clubs or sports you've never tried or heard of before because you might have fun or even meet some cool people. Extracurriculars look really good on college applications too. And it's always fine to say no if your schedule feels like a lot, but do take time to relax.
So here are a couple of skills. You obviously want to have more skills under your belt, but these are kind of like the main ones that will help you. Time management is very important. You've probably heard this before from multiple people, but you really do not want to procrastinate on homework and projects because you are better off in turning in quality work and relaxing later on than rushing and worrying at the last minute. So if your homework was assigned that one day, do it that same day so that you can just get it over with. Don't kind of put it all the way to the end. And with your projects, kind of schedule it and split it up into different pieces that are very manageable so that you don't have to do multiple pages or an essay in like 2 hours because you forgot. Also, communication is essential. Teachers are human beings, and I'm pretty sure they are going to understand that students have life outside of school and that things happen out of nowhere, especially in times like these when there's not much that we can do about our situation. So if you need extra time, then reach out and tell them, but make sure it's a valid excuse. Just because you kind of forgot or you just didn't want to do it is not going to cut it for them. Also, with working with peers, you want to make sure that they're doing their job. So kind of reach out, whether it's like a text or on Instagram, kind of just letting them know that this part of the project is theirs and they have to do it because you finished your part and you just want to keep it like that. You don't want to have to do everything by yourself. And then organization, make sure you write down all your assignments and know when things are due. So whether it's making a planner or setting up reminders or even having, or your school even having a system where they place in your assignments. So this way you're less anxious about forgetting an assignment, and we really want to avoid being anxious and stressed during these times.
So, social life. While you're at school, you shouldn't focus all your attention on academics, since that would be unhealthy. So, you should always find a way to be with your friends. So, yes, you should find time where you are able to hang out with your friends or take breaks from academics. But also, do not forget about your own studies. From this, you should find a healthy balance between your social life and academic life, making sure to prioritize things correctly. You shouldn't dedicate all your time in school trying to have thousands of friends or trying to gain popularity, since there is really no such thing as being a popular person. Some of the biggest tips are just to be kind and authentic with others. You should never want to be involved in drama since it might affect you in the long run. Having a close group of friends that you can depend on is great. They can help you with pretty much anything, but be wary of peer pressure. It can come in many different forms, so you should be wise about what you are doing and where it might lead you to.
So about the hallways, hallways can get really crowded sometimes, so make sure you know where you're going so you don't hold up the people behind you. Try not to hog up the hallway or just stand there. People are trying to get to places, people are trying to get to their classes or get to lunch. There are certain times like right after class ends where the hallways get very crowded. So be careful, be safe, and try not to get pushed.
And if you don't know where you're going, ask someone nearby. Whether it's an upperclassman or another freshman, they could actually help you.
Yes, people that are there more are more experienced and they could help you get to your classes faster. Also, check out the number plaques to see where you're at. They have this at most schools, just so you know which direction you're going and if you're heading the right way. And if you're on the right floor.
And lastly, it may be hard, but try to keep your distance from everyone because there is still a pandemic happening.
So thank you everyone. Not everybody's high school experience will be the same, but these are kind of just stemming from our experiences because we want you guys to have the best possible years, even with the pandemic happening. So,
Yeah, so these are some advice and tips we're providing for you guys based on our experience in high school so far, and we hope you enjoyed it.